Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Just a little quick bit of news, which you may not have heard. It's being rumoured that Canelo Alvarez will either fight one of the Charlo, the Charlo brother he hasn't faced, which is Jermall Charlo with the A, Jermall Charlo, or Edgar Berlanga. Now, this is going to take place possibly in September the 14th, I think I heard. It's part of the rumour mill, but TalkSport, what's his name, Michael Benson on TalkSport, I think he mentioned it, and there was I can't remember the name of it, but there was a Mexican news outlet that also reported it. Now, look, I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to see Canelo face Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, as you probably know, I mean, he's 34 now. He's still undefeated, 33 wins with 22 KOs. In the last 3 years, he has fought once, and that was against Jose Benavidez Jr. It was a unanimous decision in 10 rounds. Look, we all know that the guy's got all sorts of mental health issues, possibly some substance misuse issues. He's a champion in recess or whatever the WBC did with him. He held the WBC middleweight title. He was considered the champ for like 2.5 years. And the Benavidez Jr. fight was a non-title fight, hence it was only a 10-rounder. So God knows what these mandatory contenders are doing. Could they sue the WBC? I don't know. But anyway, he's in recess now. Well, go away and get some help, basically, is the message. But does anyone really want to see him fight Canelo? I'm not interested in seeing him fight anyone, never mind Canelo, until he strings together another couple of wins and proves that he's still a world-class fighter. Against Canelo, no way. I mean, there was talk of him fighting Canelo, was it last year? And Canelo opted for other... This is when Canelo was attached to the PBC, and I think they had a sort of provisional 3-fight deal with Jermall Charlo. Then if Errol Spence beat Crawford, which he didn't, he'd take on Canelo, and then maybe Jermall as the third fight. Well, of course, it didn't work out because Jermall had his issues, like we just said, and Spence got battered by Crawford. But I don't know. Pointless fight. As for Edgar Berlanga, now this is slightly more presentable, but it's still a little bit left field. I mean, Berlanga is 27. He's from Puerto Rico. He's 6'1", so he's got the dimensions for a super middleweight. He is a full-blown super middle, and he's got wins over like a 10-round decision over Steve Rolls and 12-round unanimous decision over Jason Quigley. That was last year. This year, he beat Pedrick McCrory in 6 rounds. And he's not a bad fighter. He's not a bad super middle at all. I mean, he's a leading, he's a contender, a genuine contender. No problem with regarding him as such. 27, can't knock the age thing. It's not like he's past it or anything. Far from it. He's coming into his prime. Has he earned the right to face Canelo as a voluntary? Maybe. Yeah, okay. I don't have too much of a problem with that fight in terms of it being a sort of industry fight, but is it really is that really the sort of opponent we want for Canelo? I mean, no disrespect to Berlanga, but I would much rather Canelo faced who I consider to be, when he's at 168, David Morrell. I think he's the best super middleweight. I think he'd beat Canelo. Most people I know say, no, he wouldn't. He's too inexperienced. And no. Styles make fights and so on and so forth, and Morrell is immensely skillful. He's not active enough. In fact, the longer his inactivity goes, the less I'm thinking he would beat Canelo. But I would make him at the very least a live underdog, a very live underdog. The other obvious choice is David Benavidez, who moved up to light heavy, beat Alexander Vosdek. Had a bit of a spare tyre around the middle. Didn't look like a 175 pounder to me. Looked a bit narrow in the torso. Arms were a bit thin. Yeah, he might. And in the latter rounds against an aging very good, but an aging Gvozdyk. He didn't look like a 175-pound fighter to me, Benavidez. So if he comes down to 168, and he said he will, why not have him fight Canelo? It would sell. It would be a much more attractive, a sexier fight. The Charlo fight, forget about it. I'm not interested remotely. Berlanga, okay, I'll take it, I suppose. But they're a bigger fish to fry, I think. And there's no hurry to fight Berlanga. I mean, he's, like I say, he's 27. You can give him another couple of years if you want to carry on fighting. Because let's not forget, Canelo's knocking on a little bit. And maybe, even though he looked very, very good against Munguia, I think Munguia's style was made for him. And probably probably is a little bit past his best. Don't get me wrong, he's still a terrific fighter, Canelo. I would pick him to beat Berlanga. I'd pick him to smash up Charlo. And in fact, I'm someone who always said that he would beat Benavidez. A lot of people say Benavidez has got Canelo's ticket. I don't think so. Morel is the one. He's the dark horse. And for me, he is potentially the best super middleweight in the world. And no one ever mentions him, which is very, very disappointing, you know. But then he has been inactive. He's going to fight at light heavy because he's another one like Benavidez who moved up because he couldn't get the Canelo fight. Yeah, I don't. We'll see how he carries the weight anyway. Anyway, what do you think of this whole Canelo, you know, bit of news, bit of rumour, bit of whatever? Who do you think he should fight next? Surely you don't agree that it should be Charlo. Berlanga, what do you think of Berlanga as an opponent? Give me your opinions, whatever they are, and I'll have a read, and I'll answer what I can. Please subscribe to the channel if you know you could help us out a great deal with that. And if you like this video, hit the like button as well. I do appreciate your time as always, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.